Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Krista here doing the weekly reading for the sign of Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So this is for the week of November 21st through to November 28th. And with the moon moving through Sagittarius the weekend, I do these readings for you. I will theme your week's readings around higher learning and awareness. So this is a general reading for your sign. Whatever is most prominent in your life, I encourage you to take these messages and apply them to. And I hope you find them helpful and healing. So as I mentioned, we'll be theming the general reading for your sign around higher learning and awareness. So what does Virgo need to know about higher learning and awareness this week? I just want to say too very briefly that I appreciate all of my subscribers, everyone who subscribes. Thank you so much. It really makes my day because it encourages me to keep doing this, and it gives me a vote of confidence when you trust that I'm worth your subscription. So thank you so much. And a quick note to anyone who is watching who doesn't have the time or just doesn't like the shuffling, please feel free to scroll ahead at the bottom of the video and you can see when all the cards are laid out and begin the reading with me that way. But I do shuffle and wait for jumpers. So that's why I'm doing all this shuffling instead of cutting the deck. These are gonna, oh, I thought they were gonna fall. So feel free to skip ahead if that's what you need to do. I usually shuffle up until the 3-minute mark. So we're just looking for one more jumper here. And there we have it. So automatically, what I'm seeing here for you, Virgo, is some mixed emotions. What is it that you really want would be my biggest question here. And maybe that's been tough for you to get at, or maybe you're met with a lot more options that you had originally thought, or maybe you're just insecure about making a move forward though. So let's look at these one by one. Again, the theme is higher learning and awareness. We do have Spider in your central position. This is weaving. What a tangled web we weave when we practice to deceive. First thing that comes to my mind. Just be aware here. I mean, this represents you, by the way. This represents a state of mind for you this week. Just be aware here that what you're weaving is impacting long-term outcomes, including health and relationships. So you just want to stay in a high vibration here. I don't see an overarching negativity in your influence card to your current position. I see that you moving through this weaving with a sense of joy, with a sense of understanding, with a sense of wellness. And ultimately able to make things better, right? But because I'm looking at rabbit being your probable outcome, this is where we're looking at a sense of, you know, even getting excited up until this stage and either beginning something or see something at the beginning stages here, or see something come together that you wanted to pull together or plan for an outcome. And then there's some fear around this here, fear of it coming true, fear of it not working out the way you wanted it to. Fear about being wrong about something, fear about even being right. Okay, this isn't, you'll need to explore this at the end of the reading here, and we'll get some qualifiers as well, and we'll look at the general energy. It's nothing that's overwhelming. It's just something that, when I say fear here, we're really looking at issues of self-doubt, okay? But when we're looking at issues of both joy and fear, I mean, these are opposite ends of the spectrum, right? So what is on either side of your weaving this week? Joy and fear, right? So, yeah, you do have the right idea. You are exhibiting plans and intentions. Intentions are really important. You know, what you intend to do, how you go about things. It's really high vibration, right? We're looking at joy. Joy is related to the family of love as opposed to fear, which is definitively low vibration. So yeah, there's just some sort of maybe teeter-tottering here, or some, a little bit of an imbalance, or trying to find your balance here. I would say just for the week, Virgo, continue in your weaving here, as long as it's not about deception. That was hard to spit out for some reason. Right? And ultimately, and if you've been watching, I'll say this forever, if you've been watching for a long time, you'll know I say this all the time. Whenever I say whoever the other person is, it always includes you. You could treat the whole world beautifully and be really mean to yourself. Like, we have relationships with ourselves that we sometimes forget that we're we're important too. So this could have nothing to do with individuals in your life, and completely to do with you. This could be completely internal to you. You're weaving something, you're getting something together, blah, blah, blah. It's coming from a place of joy, you're really excited, and then something happens. Something shows up that you didn't expect it to. It's just about expectations here, and maybe not feeling as though you have what it takes or what you need or something like that. But we want to stay in a high vibration, right? We want to stay in the hummingbird vibration, which is joy. This is pure joy. It's also freedom. So the freedom to choose and design something for yourself, this is a process for you. So you're in process of this. As long as it's not deception, continue with it, because it is induced by, or it's led by a sense of joy, okay? So hummingbird is what influenced your current situation, which is the weaving, which is the action, the intention of doing what you're currently doing. But the probable outcome of this week around higher learning and awareness is fear, right? And again, just briefly, we're looking at issues of not being enough, not having enough. Maybe you're even blaming yourself for something that you couldn't have even prepared for. You couldn't have even, I was going to say crystal ball, but I don't even think that would help. 2020 vision, everything is 2020 in hindsight, and this involves all human beings. You're no exception. So please, if that's the case, if you couldn't have seen something, tripping something up here, don't blame yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. It's really important to remember how much you've learned, how far you've come, and to continue in that vein. Try to chalk it up as a sense of, okay, well, even if it's damage control, if you look, you know what, I'll take a little time out here for my project, I'll do some damage control. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to rebuild my plan. I'm going to look at, not experiencing this again somehow, and just sort of, if you can, pick yourself up from a slight slowdown, or a slight backup, or a slight interference here. Because we do have Turtle as the general energy for the week, and this is Mother Earth. This is how I know that whatever is going on here for you, Virgo, is extremely close to your heart. It could even feel cellular, okay? This is in your bones. Whatever is going on right here is really close to your heart. So why is it from high to low and high to low? Because it's so important to you, okay? This isn't just willy-nilly, a flash in the pan, or just some idea that doesn't affect long-term outcomes, whether it's just you or impacts other people. But this is also knowing deep within that you have what it takes, that you're a child of God, that you are soft inside. You don't have to be hard, right? You don't have to do that. Especially if you think you need to do that to protect yourself, right? And I can see that, and I've been there. I get it. And if there's any, you don't need to judge yourself for that either. Don't do that. Because look, we're looking at two animals that are really soft, right? The underbelly of this, they're so vulnerable. They're so vulnerable, but they're so incredibly powerful, and they're so incredibly beautiful. They're both so close to the ground. They're so close to the heartbeat of the earth. So it could just be that you're disappointed by something that you didn't expect here, either with a plan or someone brought this into your life. And there's just a really, if it's possible, maybe try to be that Teflon Annie this week. Like, just let it roll off you somehow. Try not to take it in. Try not to pay much attention to something that's fearful this week, because it does give it a lot of power. And I really think it's old energy, right? Because look at where you came from. Like, you began from joy and freedom. So you have this too. So if possible, pay more attention to this and try to let the joy and try to let the fear or the disappointment or the feeling small go, because Mother Earth is on your side. You know what's up. You know what's best for you. And you've been here. Like, that energy, that knowledge is older than anything. It's the oldest thing in the world, right? Besides what? The solar system? Like Earth, like the actual Earth. So, you know, have faith in the process maybe too as well. Whatever you do, and I say this a lot because I feel like Virgos and Capricorns especially are really hard on themselves. Sometimes Pisces is too. But I really feel, and I know some Virgos, so you can be really hard on yourselves, and it's not helpful, right? So if you can possibly let that go, remember how wise you are, how close to the ground you are, and how important this is to have your feet on the ground. You know what? The eagle doesn't know what's going on the ground. The eagle can take a really wide berth of a situation and say, yeah, in this area, it looks like this is going on. Well, that's great. That's nice if you want an idea, but this is like absolute knowledge. You can tell each and every something or other, okay? This is calculations. This is pure understanding. You almost have an answer to everything. That I didn't even think about saying that, but, and not in a kind of know-it-all way, but kind of like you know what to do. You just maybe need to take a little step back or have a whole lot of faith in yourself, okay? Speaking of take a step back, time for a nap. Maybe there's something that could be slept on this week, especially if you feel in a hurry to resolve something or get over something or fix something here, Virgo. Take a nap, take a break from it, sleep on it. Not that it'll solve itself necessarily, but that you need to walk away from it for your own sanity for the time being. If it's not urgent, no one's gonna die, time for a nap, take a little break from it, okay? And don't sit on the couch and then, like think about it. That's not a break from it. Take a break from all this, right? Take a break from the stuff that's causing fear or doubt and get back into the joy. You're going to want to relish that energy. And then between worlds, look, this is literally from the gray into the light, right? You can do this. All I'm asking that you do is have a lot of patience with yourself this week. And just make sure that you're gentle with yourself and that you know what to do. You don't have to be afraid. Unless your life is physically in danger, please God it's not, you are allowed, okay? You are, it is okay to take a step back from something that feels overwhelming or that feels like it's a little bit too much, okay? So here again with freedom, another element of the hummingbird is joy, of course, and freedom. So listen, it's just really important to make this more important this week, all right? And also because you deserve it. And once we raise our vibrations, a lot of things can be solved there as well, okay? Even if it's a problem, believe it or not, because it changes our state of awareness, it changes our energy. And sometimes problems can be solved, even if it's the same outcome to the problem solving, there'll be joy involved, right? So you want to stay out of that low vibration and in the sense of freedom. You need freedom from self-doubt and new love. Hopefully, this is really about you within. Really learning to appreciate yourself, Virgo. Yes, this could be romance. Yes, this could be a new level of awareness in a love relationship, sure. One of these days I will do a romance reading, by the way. But for now, I'm going to suggest that this is really truly about you. keep loving yourself, Virgo. Please keep doing this, because look at where you already stem from. I really truly believe that this fear is old. It's just old, and you know what? Keep laughing in its face. You know what? I remember you, fear. I remember you. I got you, buddy. You're on a shelf now. I'm in a new place. And you know what? Just have patience with yourself. Have faith in yourself. Remember that you know what to do, especially if something feels too close to you, or if you're really wrapped up in something and it's like a part of you. You really want to have a lot of faith in yourself. Give yourself a break. Trust the process. Keep going in the direction that's important to you at your pace. Okay, Virgo? I sincerely hope that helped you this week. If you have a second, comment below. I love hearing from you. And if you're not subscribed, you can do that today. It's free. And if you like the video, leave a like. That really helps me out. So, my dear Virgos, until we meet in the next video, take excellent care of yourself. And I will see you next time. Bye for now.